And there we go. Welcome, everybody. So welcome to our, basically our session 0 of the Peasant Strike Back, which is a really interesting D&D 5th edition campaign that Joshua's doing such a fantastic job of prepping. We're really looking forward to seeing how he runs it. But basically, we all know our stereotypical D&D party where it's a bunch of adventurers generally causing more collateral damage than they are doing good for the whatever kingdom that they're in. And in this campaign, the peasants have kind of had enough of it. So we're going to play the peasants, and our adversaries are going to be... Hey, thanks so much for that follow. Our adversaries are going to be the stereotypical adventuring party. So it should be a lot of fun. We've been cracking a lot of jokes already as we've been getting set up and everything today. We will be starting about an hour earlier most days. We just had some tech issues and things like that going on today, but I think we've got those sorted out. So we'll do quick introductions. I guess I'll start with me real briefly. So my name's Raven. I'm a tabletop RPG streamer, designer, and GM. Most of what happens on this channel is tabletop related. And then schedule is in the panel below. And you can also look at my Twitter for all the updates for everything that's going on. I'm going to be playing Moira O'Doul and trying very hard not to butcher an Irish accent while I play her. And we'll do a little more introduction of her later. But I'll go ahead and toss it down to Buggy. Tell us a little bit about you and your character and where we can find you on the internet.
Oh boy. Hi, I'm Buggy. I'm kind of new to this whole thing. I'm a streamer as well. You find me at Team Totem. I'm here to have fun. I'm playing as a Tor, and a lot like myself, we're both stupid. We're here for a good time, not a long time. Let's get it!
Perfect. And feel free to put links to your channels, your Twitter, anything like that in the chat if you'd like. I also forgot to mention that the names below all of our windows here are our Twitter handles. So if you do want to find all of us on Twitter and catch up with what we're doing, that's where you can find us all, in addition to these other links. But yeah, thanks, Buggy. We'll toss it over to Noir. Tell us a little bit about you, your character, and where we can find you on the internet.
Hey, I am Justin or Lex. Either one works. You can find me on Twitter at the handle down below. I'm not streaming yet. I am working on a live play podcast called The Echoes Poetry. And other than that, yeah, that's me in a nutshell. I play Holden Tuddick, the dwarven blacksmith who's just trying to make a way through these adventures. That's it.
Fantastic. Looking forward to finding more about Holden, finding out more about him. And then we'll toss it over to Gwen, a little about you, your character, and then, of course, where we can find you on the web.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter. When I'm not on Twitter, I'm on this channel. And when I'm not on this channel, I'm on Scraps channel. So, yeah, those are the 3 places you can find me. Or Discord, but, you know, you'll have to find me on Twitter to find me on Discord. So, I'm playing Ella Callahan, who is an herbalist. And not at all tragic backstory. No, no.
All right. Perfect. And then last but certainly not least, our fantastic GM, Joshua, a little bit about you and where we can find you and your work.
Sorry, my troublesome dog is in the background, just making a lot of noise. He must have heard those troublesome heroes coming through town, and he's barking like crazy. My name's Joshua. You can find me on Twitter at Joshua Barbeau. My Twitter handle is right on the screen. I do live streaming. I am currently playing every Tuesday night over on Scraticus. I play a character named Cicera for Apotheosis, and I'll be DMing for this exciting campaign. If any of you have seen the one shot, Revenge of the Crimson Court, you will see some things that are reminiscent of that in this.
Fantastic.
This is going to be an exciting campaign, as Raven already said. We're playing peasants who are dealing with troublesome heroes. Um, as for what I do, I write. I hopefully have some stuff coming out on the DM's Guild very soon, including the classes that the players are playing for this campaign. You will be able to get that off of DM's Guild before the end of this thing is done. And I also run a company called DM On Demand. You can find the website dmondemand.ca. If you're in the Toronto area, you can hire me to do in-person Dungeons and Dragons events. If you're not in the Toronto area, you can still hire me, and I will do D&D events over the internet for you. That's me in a nutshell.
Fantastic. Well, thank you everybody for being here, for playing with us. Thanks, Joshua, for DMing, and we'll hand it off to you to run the show here.
All right. So this game, for those of you interested, takes place in the Forgotten Realms, in a fun little town called Daggerford. Daggerford is built on a hillside in the floodplain of the Delambir River. The walled town of Daggerford is dominated by a 3-story keep that belongs to the Duchess Morwen Daggerford. She's pretty important, and as such, probably won't have much to do in this campaign. The focus is not going to be on a bunch of named important people that have come from Daggerford, but rather from the little guys, the farmers, the blacksmiths, the merchants, the people that only get 5 seconds of screen time in any other Dungeons and Dragons stream. Those are the people we are going to be paying close attention to this time around. And the popular tavern, one of the popular taverns in towns, is the Happy Cow, which is run by Kogan and Lily Hard Cheese. They're a couple of halflings, very friendly, and that's where we're going to begin this campaign. It's one night of revelry in town, because there's a group of adventurers that have found their way to Daggerford. Now, Daggerford is a popular stop for adventurers in their travels, but this group of adventurers has been here in town longer than most. They've been hanging out in Daggerford for a good 10-day or two now at this point, just doing a lot of debauchery type stuff, going to the various taverns in town every night, making a big fuss of themselves, spending lots of money because they have lots of money because they're adventurers, which is good for the economy, but doing a lot of things that are not so good for the people. Old Joe, they had to confiscate his cart because they needed it to stop some goblins, and they were getting away, and lots of little things like that. So you guys are at the Happy Cow. The 4 of you have gathered here because you all are looking for a night to try to relax and maybe vent your frustrations, play some darts, have some drinks, and try to forget about the annoying heroes that have caused you all a bit of strife. Now, those heroes are members of an adventuring party called the Warriors of Good Deeds, and they just came back from an adventure up in the plain of Standing Stones, where they fought a group of villains called the Crimson Court. And some say they beat the Crimson Court, others say they were horribly defeated. Either way, they're either here to celebrate their victory or lament their losses. and they don't seem to be going anywhere anytime soon. So I'm going to turn the table over to the four of you so that you can introduce yourselves to each other. I'm sure you already know each other because it's a small town, but you can talk about the things that are on your minds.
Oh, I can't wait for the adventurers to leave.
Yeah, I'd like to just go and get a couple mugs of ale for everybody to just kind of walk them down to our table.
Oh,
Sounds
that's
good.
right, kind of you.
That's no problem. Figuring we're all having a hard time.
Oh, just a wee bit.
Um, so just really quick, can I get a quick description of what everybody looks like? I'm sorry.
Sure. So Moira is a tiefling. She's got, if I can remember correctly, actually, let me grab her character sheet real quick. I can't remember what I wrote down as her appearance. Here we go. Yeah, light purple skin with dark blue hair, magenta eyes. She's got horns, of course, which are dark purple. Has sort of a rainbow sheen to them. She kind of keeps them made up and decorated. And they go sort of around towards the back of her head and then come up. If you're familiar with Magic the Gathering, it all almost looks like Nicobolas, like how they come up behind her head. And she's probably wearing some sort of tight leather, slightly armored outfit with some bagpipes kind of leaning up against the side of her chair. That's pretty much what Moira looks like.
Okay.
Rather attractive as well.
Ella is short, slender, pink skin, green eyes, red hair, half elf. Just bland, boring brown tunic because that's been scorched by many mistakes. Brewing potions. Nothing to worry about.
Or is just this tall half orc with brown cloak, and his hood's down, usually has it up with like this long gray hair. Has an eye patch from getting whacked in the wars. That's him. Sorry.
Our
No, you're
cloaks
good.
match.
Nice.
Holden is just this short, stocky dwarf with like mangled hair. His beard is just not kept at all. And he still has like soot, dirt, and grime on from all his smithing that he did during the day that he didn't bother to get cleaned up for this little gathering. Yeah, he's still in his apron and like really raggy peasant clothes. He's just bringing everybody the ale.
Perfect. So Moira's going to take one of the mugs, and as I said before, she'll be like, "That's very kind of you," and she'll down about half of it in one go before smacking it down on the table. She seems very comfortable in the tavern, being an entertainer. This is sort of where she lives for the most part when she's not sleeping or having free time. So she spends a lot of time here. She feels pretty comfortable in the tavern. Seems pretty relaxed. But she's a bit quiet at first.
So, what did the buggers do to you all?
Ah, those darn adventurers. I don't know why they decided. I guess they really needed some healing potions. And the shop has been in my family for generations. I didn't have to burn it down. We would have sold them the potions. Why? Why did they have to just? And they could have just taken the potions. They didn't have to burn the place down.
Ella, they burned your shop. God.
Yeah.
It's just
I had to build another one. It was really expensive.
Heroes, my ass.
Of good deeds.
Yeah. What good deeds.
good deeds for themselves, more like it.
Oh.
I wish we could have their coins, but without them, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, now there's a thought. What if we could get their coins without them?
I mean,
Oh, the...
how would you? I mean, do you have an idea?
Well, I mean,
Sure.
I've uniquely procured coins from many a guest here at this tavern. I'm sure it wouldn't be too hard to do the same, just on a grander scale.
Tor's gonna, like, lean in a little bit. You talking about a heist?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say heist. I mean, heist is such a dirty word. Um,
Look where we
More
are.
like,
Everything's dirty. Look where we are.
more like just sort of grease the gears, so to speak. Make them more okay with parting with their money.
I'm gonna grab the ale that Holden brought, like just down the whole goddamn thing, slam it down. So you're talking about like a religious school, huh? Take all their money and leave them as better people?
Well, that's not really up to us if they're better afterwards. But at least they'll have a good time.
And we have their money. Have their money.
Are you making fun of me now?
I swear to God, I don't mean it. So it's just coming out. I'm sorry. No, I mean, the only good that those goddamn heroes have done for the people here is spent their money, and even then, I feel like they're doing more damage than what they're paying.
I mean,
Oh.
I saw the sacks of gold that they had, and it's massive. And one of them continuously tried to haggle me down. I knew for a fact that he could buy what he was trying to buy 100 times over, but he kept haggling.
Oh, and here,
Yeah, just like the potions that they took from me.
Well,
just
see,
your
that's when you
potion
have to
paid for- Sorry.
that's when you have to convince him that it's worth more than it really is. You see, it's not a long sword. It's a magical long sword.
Oh, I mean, of course, I did the spiel. You know, I gave him the whole lore on the little tin dagger that I made. You know, oh my God, this was made in the heart of a dragon. You know, the whole thing. You know, it bothers me because one of them walks in, hey, can I get this dagger? Sure, no problem. 2 gold. You sure? Yes, I'm sure. And then another one comes in, and then he starts talking to me. How about now? Still 2 gold. I mean,
That sounds like them. As for me, I'm not a big fan of adventurers myself. You see, you all know what happened to my ma. She died, and you're going on one job, she said. She was going to pay for me to go to Bard's College. First time out, deader than a doornail.
you hate to see that.
Yeah.
He's gonna take a drink to your mom.
She'll raise her mug and chug the rest of what's in there and be like, and then of course there's the whole way that I came about to being in the first place. Well, my mom, obviously before she was dead. You know how these adventurers always seducing this lady and seducing that lady. And
Oh,
apparently my father was a bard of some sort coming through town. Got my mom pregnant, and then as soon as found out about it, skipped town.
Oh,
The old unload and hit road.
Yep, so I'm not too much of a fan of them. Perfectly fine taking their gold.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom used to have used to be able to make a potion that would make you fall asleep, but I can't yet.
Yeah, that's the key word. That's the
That's a
keyword,
shame.
Ellen.
That yes. If only we could do that. We could make them fall asleep and then take their gold that way.
I mean,
But
the problem is once we take their gold, they're going to search for whoever took it, and I don't know half of the things that they can do. They move their hands around and then stuff happens. It's weird. What if they can move their hands around and then find out we took it?
Well, I mean, we could always friend the Thieves Guild.
The Thieves Guild, yeah.
I may have I may know a guy or two over there.
Mm.
I don't mean know in the religious sense. Just that I might
Or-
know them. Of course, I'm not denying it either.
I just had an idea. What if we hire someone from the Thieves Guild to give them the potion and then steal their gold? And then we're not connected at all.
See,
But do
I
we
think
have the money for that?
there's the flaw in the plan. To get their gold, we need gold of our
We
own.
need gold of our own.
So, Raven, being as you work here part-time as an entertainer,
Yes.
you would know a thing or two about the Happy Cow. And the owners, Kogan and Lily Hargies, you know that they in addition to running this this tavern, they also have a side business, a money lending business. They help out people who need some extra coin. They charge modest interest rates. They do it generally for you know, out of the kindness of their hearts, not to make a huge profit of it. So that's a thing that you know.
Okay. Well, Moira probably
If you
would bring that
should
up.
need money that you don't have, that's you are on good terms with Kogan and Lily.
Okay. In that case, Moira will probably have one of those like light bulb moments. She goes, "You know what? Actually, if we need money, the owners of the tavern here, they do have a little money lending business on the side. Obviously, I'm on pretty good terms with them, so they might be willing to lend us some money."
This all seems. I mean, it's fun to talk about torturing these guys and stuff, but I mean.
Well, nobody said anything about torture.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just thinking it real hard.
Yeah, I think that was implied.
It's
Oh.
fun to talk about robbing these guys, but I mean, are we actually talking about doing this? You know?
Well, I mean, we're just talking so far. I
Yeah.
mean, nobody's
All of
saying
a
that we're gonna
sudden.
do anything.
All of a sudden, as if on cue,
Oh,
the warriors of good deeds come barging through the door of the
Fuck
tavern.
those guys.
under my breath. Oh, fuck.
That's all four of them. The Sir Baldric, the human knight, Gimbal, the halfling thief, Natalia, the dwarf,
He
war
stole me.
priest, and all of the elf wizard. The four of them all come in, already carrying some of them mugs of ale from another tavern. They're
Of
clearly
course.
doing a pub crawl of some kind. And
Y'all are
they
great
say,
people.
the human Sir Baldric shouts proudly, "Citizens of Daggerford, be merry, for you are in the company of champions. Ales for everyone."
I'm gonna lean to hold him, and just be like, this guy should just go give his balls a tug or something. Jesus Christ.
Don't let them see me. They keep calling me holding two dicks. My name is Holding Tunnix. I don't want to deal with this right now.
Because he's. You said Holden was a dwarf, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna shift my body to kind of like hide him a little bit, and I'm gonna throw up my hood, just like.
I'm just gonna like stutter step like the hiding
And
because
I'll-
you're behind.
I'll do the same with my.
Protect Holden Tudix.
It's
Oh my
Tunnix.
gosh.
I'm sorry.
Make,
It just
uh,
flows.
Holden, make a stealth check.
With advantage.
Oh, we
And yes, yeah, you are being assisted, so with advantage.
Okay, that's not gonna matter because I am not great at this. Let's see what I get.
You're also not a halfling, so you don't have that feature that lets you hide in someone else's shadow.
Okay, yeah, I just rolled a 9.
Yeah. The dwarf
gosh.
priest, war priest Natalia, she looks over, spots you, and says, two dicks.
It's Tunnix.
It's almost worse because as a dwarf she should know how to say your dwarven name, but two dicks. Look, guys, it's two dicks. Sir Baldric shouts, an ale for everyone and an extra ale for two dicks.
Ugh. Can you not?
Thank
And
you
then
all so
Natalia
much.
walks by and says, don't say we never gave you anything. That's for all those discounts we made you give us earlier.
Yes, it was a pleasure, really.
Kind of like the 10-fingered ones your rogue friend over there took.
The human, the Sir Baldric, he goes up to the bar. You can see that both Kogan and Lily are rushing to fill all those mugs of ale for everyone in the room, and Sir Baldric just helps himself to two of them. And the halfling makes himself scarce. Gimbal doesn't stick around
One
very
for
long.
everyone.
He's there for all of 2 seconds. Seems to spot something of interest, and then he sneaks his way past Kogan and Lily without their noticing into the hallway that goes up to the rooms for rent.
One quick sec there. Thank you so much, April, for that cheer of those bits. So it looks like that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 500 in total. So I've got 3 temporary hit points. Buggy, Noir, and Gwen, you all get 3 temporary hit points as well. And then April, you've got another 3 temp hit points that you can give to another player.
That's good. You will need them.
Yeah, I might recommend going with Holden or Tor for those extra 3. Just call it a hunch.
That's not
Yeah.
how this.
Holden
Yeah.
is this close to making a bad decision right now.
Okay. I suppose you
I
could
don't
give
think the
you
DM
could
has
give
XP.
you could give 3 temporary hit points to the what is it? The Warriors of Good Deeds.
We prefer it.
All right. That works.
I don't know if we've made this explicitly clear yet, but to anyone watching in the audience, all of the players are playing custom classes that I designed to portray these peasant characters. And hit points is a luxury that a lot of them don't have a lot of.
I do not.
Can't afford it.
Warriors of Good Deeds. All right. Warriors of Good Deeds. Good Deeds it is.
April, you were our friend, and now you are our enemy.
Now it's a level playing field. We've all got temporary hit points. But
Oh,
but there are 4 of us. And then the warriors are only getting 3 temp hit points. So I mean, we get a net gain out of that, I think. Anyway, sorry to interrupt there, but wanted to address that donation. Thank you so much, April.
That's quite all right. Thank you so much, April, for the donation. The warriors of good deeds will enjoy their 3. I'll give 1 each to the 3 that are still in the room. The halfling has snuck out, as he is wont to do. So Lily.
So brave of him after being called out like that.
A haggard Lily Hardcheese comes by and drops off 5 mugs of ale at your table.
Okay.
You can see she's a little strained. She doesn't even make small talk like she normally does, and rushes back to continue to fill the orders that have just piled up thanks to the Warriors of Good Deeds.
Okay. I think Moira will, before Mrs. Hardcheese runs off, she'll chime in for a second and be like, could you use some help, and sort of offer to take some mugs around.
You would, I couldn't possibly ask that of you. You would do that? Oh, that's so kind of you. So
I'm happy
kind.
to do it. No worries at all.
Well, we normally my niece is here to help us with things like this, but she's been really busy lately. She runs off at night. I don't know who she's hanging out with, but she's shirking all of her duties.
Those troublesome children. What are you gonna do?
Yes. Well, children will be children. I mean, she's almost, she's practically an adult herself now. She can do whatever she wants, but that's quite all right.
Okay. So Moira's gonna take this opportunity to help with the drinks and just watch the room, watching the adventurers, and kind of keeping an eye out for the halfling if she can spot him.
All right. So you help pass the drinks around. You as you walk past the adventurers, you overhear Kogan say to Sir Baldric how much gold that'll be. That'll be 15 gold. And Kogan says, Sir Baldric says, "Oh, just put it on our tab. We're good for it. We're the warriors of good deeds." And Kogan sighs and says, "All right, on your tab. That's the 4th night in a row. Are you going to be paying that tab anytime soon?" And Sir Baldric says, "Of course we will. We will pay that. We're always good for paying our debts. They don't call us the warrior of good debts. They call us the warrior of good deeds. And speaking of which, you don't have to worry about us running off and not paying our debt. In fact, we have an announcement to make." And he gets up on top of a table, stepping in someone's meal.
Of course he is.
He gets up on top of a table and says, hear ye, citizens of good Daggerford. The warriors of good deeds have come to a decision. Normally, we don't stay in one place for too long. We like to spread the good deeds around. But lately, we find that we kind of miss having a home. And we've decided that Daggerford, being the good city that it is, could use its very own party of adventurers that calls it their place to live. So you have nothing more to fear. No more will you have to wait long months on end for some wandering party of heroes to come by to help you out. You will have one at the ready, day in, day out, assisting Daggerford in all things for all of time.
Yay.
And the peasants rejoiced. Yay.
That's my speech. You don't have to wait any longer to applause. There are a few haphazard claps.
Are you guys sure?
Yes, we're quite sure. We've been to many places, and none have Daggerford's charm.
What charm? We're poor.
Exactly.
Wouldn't you fine heroes be better off in, I don't know, a capital or anywhere else?
No. Waterdeep has far too many adventuring parties. We want a place where we can really make our presence known. A place.
What about Neverwinter?
Neverwinter, they've got all kinds of heroes up there, I'm sure. I mean, I haven't been to Neverwinter.
But they don't have the warriors of good deeds, though.
You're right, they don't, and that is their loss. But their loss is Daggerford's gain.
Can I who's sitting closest to me? Would it be Holden, Ella, or Moria?
I'm right
Ella.
behind you, so.
I would be like, Holden, we're not winning this battle. They're stuck here.
All right, so
We're not winning this.
So we gotta kill him, right? Like,
Holden.
I mean,
Holden.
we've gotta kill him.
Holden.
I mean, that's the only.
Holden.
I can't live with them. I can't live with them.
Holden.
If you call me two dicks one more time.
Holden.
So, I think at this point Moira's probably walked back by the little party and kind of goes, "I'm sorry, they call you what now? Did I hear you right?"
I think he said Holden 2 decks.
Tunnix. My name is Holding Tunnix. Look, I've been meaning to fix the S on my side. It came off, and now it says Holding Tunnix good. And they said, ooh, Holding 2 dicks good. And I'm like, no, that's not what the sign says.
Oh, these bastards gotta go.
You gotta kill them. They beat them.
So, another
Killing them.
quick pause here. Sorry to interrupt you guys again. But April has been amazing, donated $25, so we got a Phoenix down, and that's gonna go to Buggy.
Wow.
So
April.
What I do?
You live if you die.
So
yeah,
live
if you would die, if you took damage to the point where you would be dead, you will be at 1 HP instead.
Oh, dope. I'm just gonna write live or die. Oh yeah, thank you, April. Coming in clutch.
Thank you,
Wow.
April. Wow.
Die and
Uh,
live. It's their
I
live
can-
not die.
Already tell it's gonna be used at some point.
Oh, big fact.
Oh,
Big
for
fact.
sure. For
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you so
How many
much. I
hit
really
points
appreciate
do you
that.
have, Tor?
Huh? Sorry. Huh?
How many hit points does Tor have? 11?
A lot?
Is that including your 3 temporary hit points?
No. 14 total. We out here tanking.
Oh, that's fantastic. There you go. 1 Phoenix down.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, April.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Sorry, go ahead.
That's all right. The warriors of good deeds drink up their ales, pass the ales around. The ales that they order for everyone get passed around, and then they say, the dwarf says, "On to the next bar." And Sir Baldric says, "Yes, the next bar. We have to spread the good word of our decision to stay here." And then they go to leave. And Kogan says, "But your tab. And Sir Baldric says, "Well, it's not like we're going anywhere. We live here now." And he thinks that gives him permission not to pay the tab. And they
Oh,
walk
there goes.
right out the door. The 3 of them.
Ah,
The halfling is still, nowhere to be found.
they have to go somehow.
I'm gonna like whisper to the table, guys. One of their party members just disappeared. They could still be in here. Let's for a bit.
Moira's gonna do a thing.
What's Moira gonna
and
do?
I'm happy to roll for this. But Moira heard, before her mother died, heard tales of how these roguish adventurers would steal particular garments of clothing when they would disappear like this. So she's just going to very quickly check and make sure her underthings are still on and that her bag is still by her chair.
Yeah. Nothing has been stolen. All of your stuff is still there.
But the rest of you probably see Moira just kind of like grabbing at her pants and just like patting herself down.
The missing warrior is the thief, so fair, but no.
So yeah, she probably looks a little funny to the rest of you, but that's what she's doing.
So they live here now, guys.
Hooray!
This is every day for the rest of our lives until we die.
Well, or they die. Which, at this point, I'm all for.
What if there was a new challenge for them to go fight? Something that would give them even more prestige.
I mean, didn't they fight off that? What were they called? The Crimson Court? I mean, can they even be stopped?
Well, I mean, we don't know for sure that they actually beat this Crimson Court.
Yeah.
I mean, really, we only have their word to go on.
Are you saying we might want to get a message out to them?
Could be worth a shot.
To some of the most, you want to contact some of the most dastardly villains that the Sword Coast has ever known?
Yes.
Cannot be more.
Well, I mean, at this point,
Have you seen that guy? He's awful, and they keep calling me a name that's not my own.
I mean,
you gotta admit that
the potions and the wizard burnt me place down.
At this point, Natalia, the dwarf war priest, actually comes back through the doors, and she says, "Oh, I almost forgot. Two dicks. When's that axe gonna be ready?"
Still
That's not,
getting.
that's not Natalia's accent. That's I'm using Sir Baldrick's accent. When's my axe gonna be ready?
Still refining it. It's got to be perfect for the heroes of good deeds, right? So you know.
Yes, I'm surprised to see you here when you aren't, shouldn't you be working through the night on the... Oh, that's all right, though. I've got time. I'm staying here for a while now. Yeah, anyway, enjoy the drinks. I just wanted to come and check.
Just really quickly, it's dwarf to dwarf. It's again, I know I've said this before. It's Tuddix. It's Holden Tuddix.
Make a pronunciation check.
Lord, if there were ever a time I rolled a 20, let it be now.
It's gonna be a charisma check.
Oh,
and
fuck! That means I get a -1 to it. Oh,
Can Moira help?
No, Moira can't help.
I rolled an 11. I get -1, so that's a 10.
Oh boy, Tuddix. She slurs and says, Tuddix. What is?
Yes. Tuddix. That's
what
my
is?
name. No, my name, Holding Tuddix.
Holding Tuddix?
Tuddix, yes.
But that doesn't even make sense.
But that's my name.
Oh. Well, all right. I'm sure I'll remember it in the morning.
Oh, thank
And then she she takes another big swig of the mug that she's carrying around with her.
Oh, I thought she drank mine for a second. I was about to be like,
Realizes that she doesn't have much left in her mug. Like she empties her mug. It's still
You had to
thirsty.
say something.
Reaches over, grabs your mug, empties it as well, and then says, I'll be sure to remember that. See you tomorrow. 2 dicks. Oh, 2 dicks. 2 dicks. Yes.
there it
Hol-
is.
Holding.
Holden.
What is a 2 dick? A
What-
tudick.
Tudick,
What is a
tudick.
tudick?
That's my clan name. My family clan. We're the Tuddicks.
Yes, but what is it?
What is anything,
My,
really?
my clan name is Stormbreaker because my clan is known for breaking storms.
How does
that
break a
even
storm
work?
exactly?
Oh, hold it. Pick and choose, buddy. Pick and choose.
At this point, Moira's just like had enough. She's like, how does that even work? How do you freaking break a storm?
I mean, I've seen plenty of storms. I never would slip, fell, and broke it.
You guys have.
I mean, unless it's a euphemism for farting.
Your name's a fart. I'm
Yeah.
kidding. I didn't mean that. You're lovely. Have your ass ready.
I'm gonna lead it. Way to cover your tracks.
I'll see you tomorrow, 2 dicks.
Hopefully
Have
not.
a good one, Mr. Fart Breaker.
You keep. I'll worry about breaking storms, and you can worry about holding on to a pair of dicks.
That sounds like a great plan there, Windbreaker. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, go on, flatulent spy.
Bye. Have a great day. I'm gonna make
She,
that axe out of fucking tin. I'm gonna make it out of aluminum foil. I'm just gonna spray paint wood.
Oh my god.
I'm fairly
Wait a
fairly
second.
sure that at least one of them can appraise their Holden. I don't think that's a
Wait a
smart
second.
move.
I've got an idea.
Oh god.
They come to us for their stuff. Like, I'm making her axe. They get potions from you. What if we sell them crap right before a very dangerous mission?
You know what? That might work.
We could kill them. We could kill them by them getting themselves killed.
You know, you're holding. You're kind of scaring me, buddy. You're a little held up on this
You
killing
know how many
thing.
times a man can be called a pair of genitals? Where he snaps.
At least.
200.
choose, pick and choose.
That's when I lost count.
Mm.
At this point, Moira's like, you have to admit though, it is pretty funny.
It really is, Holden. I'm sorry, buddy.
It's quite amusing. I don't know
Sometimes you just gotta
what
sit
that
and
accent
laugh.
was. It's very amusing.
Sometimes you got to laugh with them.
I don't know how much you guys know about dwarves. Our family name, our paragons, they're very important to us. I come from a long line of Tuddicks. We have a storied history. And nowhere in that storied history are 2 penises.
Are you sure there wasn't like a lost page or a page that got ripped out
No,
or something like that?
I've read my family history very thoroughly. Not
Well, I'm pretty
one
sure at
mention
least
of
one of them was involved somewhere.
I mean, sure, they might have grabbed at some point, but that's not our deal.
Yeah.
My father was a blacksmith. His father was a blacksmith. That's what we should be known for. Tuddic's weaponry, not dual-wielding genitals.
Well, I suppose it could be worse. Your story could have been called Two Swords.
He's just gonna drink his mug and then forget that it's empty and then just load his black tear.
Moira's just gonna grab
Put out
her.
his dirty cheeks.
We're just gonna grab her mug and just slide it over to Holden and give him a pat on the shoulder.
Yeah, I'll do the same. Fuck it. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, you can have mine.
But I mean,
Kogan, the barkeep, comes over at some point once the commotion has died down a little bit. And he says, how you all doing then? Y'all look like you're having yourselves a good enough time, I suppose. Anything else get you?
How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm just peachy as always. It's always smiles in the hard cheese family.
Can you
Always.
get me that rogue's head on a platter?
You tell him, Ella.
What?
We
What, the
seem to have
halfling,
some disgruntled patrons here.
Hey, I take offense to that term.
I wasn't talking about you. I'm sorry. I was directing
little
it at the rogue. I'm sorry. The vertically inclined.
I'm
There
sure
we go.
Mr. Longbottom is well.
Wait.
I'm sure he's something of a gentleman. I don't see much of him. He doesn't seem to venture around with his oafsome friends very much.
Yeah, he's the smart one.
Yes,
Is he really?
we were just discussing the potential collateral damage that we could see if they're going to be living here.
Yes.
How?
Well. Yes, that's. I hope that they won't take that as permission to just not pay their tab ever.
They're at 4 nights now, right?
Yeah, this is 4 days in a row, Holgan. You know something's gonna happen, man.
We were
I
just
mean,
thinking,
I know.
wouldn't it be great if they weren't living here?
Well, for sure. I
Oh.
mean, adventuring parties come and go, and it's always a catch-22. You either make a lot of money, or you suffer a lot of damages, or both. But it's always a mixed bag. But I've never lived in a town that had one group that would never leave before. Waterdeep manages, but they're a big city.
And we're just broke.
Seems really, really dangerous.
I don't know that
Interesting.
Daggerford could afford to be the home. Of
Well, I mean,
more
it could prove to be a good thing. I mean, every now and then, bandits attack merchants coming into town. If we have a group of heroes that are keeping bandits at bay, maybe more merchants will come, and maybe our economy will boom.
Yeah, the way they're acting. Should we
Yeah,
really
but-
be heroes.
But
You should look at the bright side. It's like I always
is
say.
one of them
you
a
know-
bandit himself? Like,
What?
seems
I believe Ella here is saying that they seem more like bandits themselves.
Ugh.
Oh,
I'm sure they. I mean, yes, they're a bit rough around the edges, but we're talking about the warriors of good deeds. They defeated the Crimson Court, I heard.
Well, bloody
Yeah.
good for them.
I heard conflicting stories on that.
Yeah, but they
I
can't
mean,
When
tackle.
did I hear that? I heard it from them, of course.
Of course.
I mean, not to be that guy, but was the Crimson Court really that bad?
Yeah, well, I mean,
Certainly never
One of
came through
them-
here breaking bar stools and driving up tabs and not paying them.
Honestly,
And burning down my shop, which they
Hey, you
still
make
haven't
it.
paid me for.
you make a good point, but what can be done?
I mean, not
See,
one
that's-
time did the Crimson Court
that's the
handle
question.
me. Not once.
I mean, say what you will for their politics, but they do pay their bills on time.
What, the court?
And they never called me two dicks.
oh, Holden.
Yeah,
He's a
You
bit
gotta-
hung up on that part.
Oh.
Yeah, I can see that.
Olden Two Bits is hung up.
I mean,
God.
I'm pretty sure one of the Crimson Court had I had my insurance through them.
Oh, yes. I didn't realize they ran insurance, but perhaps. I don't know too much about things that go on outside Daggerford. I've lived here most of my life. And, you know, we've seen lots of heroes come and go. I'm sure they say they'll stay today, but they'll get bored tomorrow. If you're that worried, they'll probably leave on their own.
Oh, they better. All they want to do is like, they're making fun of Holden's name. They burnt down Ella's establishment. They keep picking fights with me.
Hey, wait, you mean they caused that fire? Ooh, I saw the
Oh
smoke
yeah, the
from here.
wizard. The wizard just decided that it was a good time. That was a good negotiating tactic to use a fireball.
Oh dear. I'm glad you told me. I'll make sure that if they try to negotiate me on my prices, I give in.
I mean, we can't keep giving in.
Honestly.
Well-
Here's an idea. They're supposed to be the warriors of good deeds, right? Well, we haven't seen them do very
Yes,
many good
That's
deeds.
the name.
So, if we get them to talk up how they're good deeds and all these grand things they're going to do, and then we invent a bandit that's been troubling all the merchants, and do a little of their own
Invent?
medicine against him. I mean, you know me. I can weave a story as good as the best of them.
Wait, yes.
Is there
To what end? We send them on a wild goose chase? Won't that just make them come back angrier? And more likely to break stuff?
I see your point. We do
Not
need a
if they
second
don't
part to
come
that plan.
back.
I feel like we need to find a legitimate threat for them to save us from and equip them poorly while they do it in hopes that, you know.
Are you talking about sabotaging the warriors of good deeds? I don't like them as much as the next guy, but I can't be party to such evil talk.
So how many more nights of not paying their tab can your establishment survive?
Well, if it's just the four of them, I could probably last
How many
indefinitely.
times can they keep buying rounds for everyone in the bar?
Another 3 nights, maybe, and then I'm bankrupt.
Okay, well, I'll see you tomorrow and then we'll discuss. And see how you feel.
Yeah, I mean,
While you guys are discussing things with Kogan, he's got his back turned. But those of you that are facing Kogan can make perception checks.
perception.
Hamana. Who, where we at?
I'm gonna
Alright,
save
mate.
even the trouble of writing down my roll this time. Huzzah! Oh! Oh no,
Why are
that
you
was reading
cruel to me?
at 20.
God, I never know how to read these things.
Dang.
It rolls. If you're unfamiliar with Roll20, it's automatically rolling 2 for you, so that if you happen to have advantage or disadvantage, it's already taking that into account. But if you don't have advantage or disadvantage, you're just looking at the number on the left.
Okay, thank you.
First number is your first roll. The second number is only used if you are rolling, if you are needing advantage or disadvantage.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a nat 20 with a 23
Yeah,
for Moira.
I see that.
Starting hot.
So, well, the DC was only 13, so I think you all beat that. Yeah. I'll give more a little bit extra just because that nat 20. But as you guys are discussing with Kogan, he says, "Well, you know, it's not much that we can do about it. Not much that I can do about it. I'm just a humble tavern owner." And as he's discussing this, you see Gimbal Longbottom, the halfling rogue, coming down the steps that lead to the second floor, adjusting his pants as he's doing so. And 2 minutes later,
There's the bastard.
2 minutes later, a fair, youngish halfling woman also comes down with from those steps with hair all a mess, and she walks over to the counter, walks behind the counter, and then starts and puts on an apron. And you see Moira, since you rolled an at 20, you overhear her say, "Where have you?" Lily says to her, "Where have you been? We were inundated with orders earlier, and we needed your help. I I I mean, I know that we always say you don't have to follow in the family business, but if you're gonna ditch your shift, we'll hire someone else." And she says, "Sorry, Auntie Lily. I'll get to work now. I'll start cleaning dishes or whatever. I was busy." And she gets to work.
Moira's just under her breath gonna be like, "I'll say you're getting busy."
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Gimble orders a drink. Actually pays for the drink, not Sir Baldrick's tab, but he pays for his drink, and smiles and says thank you, and walks out the door.
Oh, they need to fall in a ditch somewhere.
Well, at least one of them paid for something.
That's a
He paid for
surprise.
something.
That took me a second.
We're learning. God damn it.
So, do we tell Gimbal or how are we gonna handle this, Gag?
You mean Kogan?
Kogan, sorry. Yeah, I'm sure Gimbal already knows.
Pretty sure Gimble was otherwise occupied.
Oh yeah. A bit of the rumpy pumpy.
Not sure I'd put it quite like that, but sure.
You never know.
Well then, not quite sure what to do now. I mean, if it's a matter of slipping something into a drink or talking somebody up, or gods, I could even seduce one of them. But that's about as far as I can go.
Wait a second. I'm not a diabolical sort. By
Of
name.
course not.
Holden, you've been talking about killing them this whole time.
I mean, it's just been talk, really.
Not
I
the
don't know.
diabolical sort, it's just murder.
Something pretty
I
serious.
just had an idea. We could make a giant hole with a bunch of pointy things, lace each pointy thing with a different poison. Even sleeping poison,
That's you.
regular poison, and just have them fall in it.
I mean,
Ella, sweetheart. I mean, they're arseholes, but I don't think they're that stupid.
they're heroes.
Mm,
Heroes, after all. So, granted, they might be total assholes, but they probably still have some skill. So I don't know if a trap would work per se.
Now, here's an idea. Bit of a variation on my inventing a trouble idea. What if we got enough people in town to agree to our little plan, and we go up to the nobles and tell them about this horrible threat that's far away, but coming this way, and have the nobles hire our heroes of good deeds to go take care of that very real threat. At least get them out of our hair for a little while. We can come up with a better plan.
I like that.
Yeah, that could work.
Mm,
I'm
Yeah.
guessing that you know physical violence is probably going to end up with more than likely Holden or Tor here being killed.
Yeah. Let's resort to fighting as a last case thing, please.
There's a smart lad.
Oh yeah, I have no intentions of fighting them. I'm not
Don't-
foolish.
I mean, sitting there thrusting asleep, maybe.
I like the way you think. Also, by the way, I've been meaning to mention, if you need to sell out of my shop and my smithy for a little bit, until you get your place, put back in order from, being burned down, you're more than welcome.
Thank you kindly. I don't think I'll have the money to rebuild for another week or so.
We could pull some money, figure it out. We got to stick together, especially now that we have the warriors of good deeds here.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Of course, that gives me another idea. What if we built a vault? We built this ground bank, and we convinced them to put all their money in it, and then some bandits happened to steal all the money out of the vault.
Oh, they would kill us, I don't
Oh,
see.
they would 100% go after the people in the bank for not being able to protect their money.
Well, I mean,
Well,
that wouldn't.
Sacrifices need to be made.
That's not very good deeds of them if you think about it, and they do have a reputation to uphold. So, if we
Oh,
could,
they're doing a great job at that.
mm,
Right,
I
Hogan?
mean,
if we could convince them that it was bandits and that they're getting away with all their money, maybe they'd go chase the bandits while we go hide all the
go
gold.
with the bandits, though. I
But
mean,
the bandits just happen to get away.
You could say it was a middle of the night operation.
mm,
Be even better if we got one of them to guard the front.
be
If
even
only there
better
was,
if we
like-
framed the rogue.
if only there
Imagine
were like a poison I could put on the heft of this axe, so if she grabbed it, she died instantly.
I don't know how to do that, but I do know that I mean, we've got enough builders here. We could even maybe dig a tunnel underneath the vault. Then we convince one of them, or all of them really, to guard the bank while we just take all the money away. And then they'll look all sorts of foolish.
Sure, but what if they see us?
Well, I didn't say it was without risk.
Oh, I like the sound of that. But we gotta, no matter what happens, if we get into a confrontation with them, we are not gonna win.
Yeah, we need a plan where their living stops.
Oh, what? You couldn't say kill them again because you hold him?
I believe the
was
term you're
trying
looking
to
for is
be
murder.
More diplomatic.
Huh?
Mm,
Go back. Oh, here's an idea. What if whatever house they're moving into, we tamper with the supports? So this way it collapses. If someone, I don't know, stops breathing in the mayhem, then that's a win. But they also start to realize what bad shape Daggerford is in, and they'll leave. Maybe also a win.
Or we find out if any of the Crimson Court, right, had a child, and we raise that child on vengeance for the warriors of good deeds, right? And then he grows up, becomes a powerful whatever, and then destroys them. Huh?
Holden's playing the long game. The real
Yeah, it
long
seems
game.
like it'll take,
Honestly.
way too long.
You're pretty much
I need-
describing
I
the
need-
story of my life. And I'm not that powerful.
I mean, we find a human. We find a human. They look.
What, you got something against tieflings now?
Well, this is just turning into a whole ordeal.
His father was a human.
I'm willing to set aside 100 years to raise a child for vengeance.
Well, you get right on that, and we'll work on the rest of the other plans.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll be our backup.
I mean, I'm a half-elf, so I might live that long, but I don't want to take that long.
I don't know how long tieflings live.
Holden, realistically, I've got 10 to 15 years left, buddy. I'm old.
Not to mention,
270 in me.
not to mention, in 100 years, who's to say they haven't destroyed the whole town?
Or the world.
True.
Or the universe.
Well, now I think we're just giving them too much credit.
Yeah, you're right.
They're the quote-unquote heroes of good deeds, not the gods of good deeds.
Not yet. How many adventuring parties have become gods?
Well, at any rate, that's my 2 copper worth.
Well, I'm supposed to see, the fart one tomorrow with this whole axe thing. Maybe I could try and press her for some information.
Don't
We've
press
seen
too hard,
how well you
like
do
me.
with talking, Holden.
I'm with the talking. I'm okay.
Clearly, clearly, you're very good at with the talking.
Yeah, clearly, Mr. Two Dicks.
Tor.
See what? If you can't hold your cool off something like that,
Tor.
Holden.
Not you, buddy. Not you.
Holden, I meant no harm by that. I'm just
Don't let them tear us
Holden,
apart.
Holden. They will never. I'm gonna slam my hand on his shoulder. They will never change me.
I think at this point, Moira's just gonna pick up her bagpipes and start playing whatever the Daggerford equivalent to Danny Boy is.
Danny Boy.
If anybody asks, she's just like, I'm just practicing. I'm sure this is going to be a song I'm asked to play here pretty soon.
Anyway, let's just enjoy our drinks for now before they come barging in again. Is that okay? I mean, God.
Yes.
I'm still too sober to deal with these heroes of okay-ish actions.
Heroes of douche deeds.
Heroes of
questionable intent.
Heroes of dick baggery. Am I right?
How are they making fun of me?
Hold up my
And one of their last names is Longbottom. I mean, come on.
But I'm not gonna lie, Two Dicks is kind of clever.
Tor.
I think at this point, Moira's doing this. God's help me, I'm surrounded by morons.
Again, I mean, no aggression by it, but you gotta admire a good joke when you see one, buddy.
The joke is very funny. I'll give him that.
The first time it's hilarious. The second time,
it's still hilarious.
The 284th time.
Then
Really?
it might get a little old. But you see, we've only heard it a few times now. I haven't heard it 200 times. It's still funny to me.
I'm still cracking up thinking about it.
I hate you.
Lily is overhearing as she came by to pick up your empties. She came by to pick up your empties, and she says, "I gotta ask, Holden. I mean, what were your parents thinking, naming you Holden with a family name like Two Dicks?"
It's Tunnings. Holding. No, it's not holding. Holding. Tunnings. They're making me forget my name. It's Holden Tunnings.
Buggy, you okay there, buddy? You look like you're gonna die.
Oh, I very well might.
Okay.
We're good. We're good. I'm sorry. God.
Goodness.
Hold it. I can understand you're frustrated, but look on the bright side. At least you have a last name.
Tor, do you not have a last name, Tor?
No, it's just Tor.
What happened to your last name?
I never had one.
You could be an honorary Tunnix.
I'm. Yes, because
No.
nothing's more classic than Tor Two Dicks. No thanks, but I kind of clenched when I said that, so no. I'm Holden. I really appreciate the offer. Trust me. I mean, fuck it. I got nobody else right now. We're basically family, so.
You're like a brother to me, Tor.
Oh, amen, brother. I raised up. At this point, Tor doesn't even know if it's full or empty. He's just gonna hold it up. Aye!
Meanwhile, Moira is over to the side going, I'm an orphan, and I'm still not sure I'd claim you to his family. But it sounds...
You could be an
it's-
honorary Tunnix as well. We're family.
I'm quite alright with my O'Doul last name.
Yeah, I'm fine with my Cahan clan.
I'm not sure that I'd claim you as family, but we're in this together, so that it at least
Yeah.
makes us friends.
All right, friends.
I'm gonna lean in. It's okay, Holden. We're family.
We're family.
We're brothers.
I might have to leave out of here pretty soon, guys. I gotta get started on this axe. I haven't started it at all. Like, not even a little bit.
Well, I
Don't
figured
those
as
things
much-
take like a week to
Well-
build?
Yeah, well, if you intend to do it right, they do.
Ah. Attaboy, Holden. Pat on the back.
And with that, I think I'm gonna fast forward to the next day. I'd like you all to make Constitution saving throws because we had a fair bit to drink last night.
Saving?
Yeah,
Ella did not drink. Sorry.
Ella did not drink.
Oh.
She refused all the free ales.
I think
More for everyone
Holden
else.
drank all of her free ales.
I did.
Yeah, Moira had the one. I think she gave the other one to Holden.
Yep.
Shit.
Holden has been drinking his sorrows away.
Aye, brother.
I rolled.
He had
I
much.
rolled a
He had
five.
much. He had much to forget about. Holden rolled a 9. Holden, you're a bit hungover. The rest of you are fine, but you have headaches not from hangovers, but from staying up so late and just from what's going on in town. Just from thinking about
Where
this.
did Elle sleep is the question.
That's a good question. We can.
Shit.
Yeah, Holden was offering like if she needed a place to crash, she could crash at his shop and his smithy.
That's where she would be.
The next day, nice, bright, sunny day. There's a bit of a commotion at the center of town.
Oh Lord, what are they?
And
what
wouldn't
are they
you
up
know
to
it?
now?
So help me God if it's the heroes of okayish actions.
You know it's gonna be the
Wouldn't you-
heroes.
Did you notice the warriors of good deeds? They're all there, all 4 of them, including all 4 of them plus 1. Kogan and Lily's niece is off to the side next to them as well. The 4 of them are saying, hear ye, citizens of Daggerford. We know you love us. And we know we got your hopes up so much
Doesn't
the
take
other night. the other night when we went around telling you that we would make Daggerford our permanent home, we know that you got your hopes up. However, we must give you some bad news.
Oh, oh.
Oh no!
We're afraid we have to leave.
Oh, say it ain't so.
Forever?
You see, there have been reports of a
This is
group
my
of
shocked face.
goblins living in the hills north of here,
You don't say.
and we can't stake our claim to Daggerford and allow these goblins to live so close to our favorite new city. So, we will do what all warriors do, and we will defend the place we love. The four of us will travel out to this reported goblin hideout, and we will slay these monsters and make the land of the Delambir Vale safer as a result. But worry not, citizens of Daggerford. We were not just promising to stay here in jest. As soon as we have made the hills safer, we will return, and we will make this place our true home.
Ellen leans
To
over.
those bar owners who have graciously held a tab for us, fret not, for we will pay that tab upon our return. Certainly, the goblins have much gold in their cave, stolen, no doubt, from the good merchants who travel back and forth between Daggerford and Waterdeep. We will use that gold to inject positivity into the economy of Daggerford and to share good times with all. So, worry not. We will return. We'll be gone. I say no more than a 10-day. It shouldn't take us too long to clear out some goblins from a cave, after all.
Is there anything for Moira to hop up onto?
Oh lord.
Ella whispers to Holden, "Hey, how well can you outfit the goblins?"
I was actually thinking about volunteering some new magic items for the heroes, so when they go to fight the goblins, they just fight with shit. Just shit.
So
Yeah,
Moira's
but
looking
in
to
addition, can you get the good stuff to the goblins?
Moira's looking for something to hop up onto to reply back to which one was speaking?
Sir Baldric is typically the voice of the party, but
Okay.
he was the one that was announcing. He likes to talk.
Okay.
So there is a, they're up on the town square. The town square has kind of like an elevated platform with a fountain on it, and that's where they were speaking to people. Across from the platform, there's other things that you could climb up onto.
Okay. Moira wants to do that and sort of proclaim a reply back.
Sure.
Are you need to do anything to climb up onto something, or just kind of go for it?
Yeah, I mean, sure, you can just go for it. You're just climbing up onto like a box or a cart or something. Statue.
So
the gallows. You're climbing up onto the gallows. You are
Perfect.
across from the
That's not
fountain.
foreshadowing.
Perfect.
Foreshadowing.
Moira's gonna hop up there and just very loudly in a very entertainer's, of course, voice. Going, truly, these are the finest heroes of good deeds to do this for us. I mean, so brave and honorable. We truly have a lot to thank them for. In fact, we care so much about your well-being that we'd much prefer that you take your time. Don't rush. Make sure you get them all cleared out. Don't take any unnecessary risks. And on top of that, we've decided, I was just speaking to my dear friend Holden here, who said he's going to outfit you with all new equipment 100% for free. And on top of that, we're going to build a vault to store all the treasures of the goblins when you come back. We're so grateful for you to make this your new home.
That's a lot of work, but yeah, I can get started on that right away.
Can I lean down to Holden? So the gear you're making is gonna be shit, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Want me to help you out then?
Oh yeah, just.
Oh, okay.
Your generous offer is accepted.
Oh,
Though
brilliant.
we do not want to give the goblins time to continue to do their thing. So we'll accept your generous offering, Mr. Tudix, when we return.
Holden?
To outfit us before we leave would slow us down, and we're all eager to kill some goblins.
Well, you know what they say. If you throw caution to the wind, it's likely to fly back and hit you in the face. So, you're very brave.
Maybe that's what peasants say. But we're the warriors of good deeds.
But
no goblin will be able to fell us.
It's a shame because I just got this new magical ice heart medal.
Make a deception check.
Ooh. Come on, Holden, you can do it. You can do it. Come on.
Can Moira help with this by repeating it in a more flashy tone?
Hey guys, I get a -1 to my deception. Here we go.
Oh God.
I rolled a 9 again.
9s, baby, hoorah.
So yeah, I got this new ice heart magic medal. The shoulder shrugs. He's actually doing the shoulder shrugs.
Oh my God.
Can Moira help?
And what does this ice heart metal do? The dwarf of their team pipes up.
Oh, only a legendary warrior can find the properties of this metal, or that's what the legends say.
And you are using it to fashion us gear?
I was going to. Well, I was thinking about it. I didn't know if you guys were gonna go somewhere dangerous, and now that I know you are, I'm like, hey, I should give them this medal that's magic and ice heart.
God.
That's sounds lovely, Mr. Tudix. We appreciate your offer. We will accept whatever gifts you have for us. Should we come by your shop before we leave then?
Yes.
We're leaving soon.
Right. Yes. Yes. This is. Yup.
Perhaps you could wait just a day, just to let him gift wrap it for you.
Oh. Right.
Heroic deeds don't wait. Evil doesn't sleep. Those goblins, right this very minute, could be doing God knows what.
I mean, strictly speaking, evil does sleep. I mean, I'm not a scholar, but I do know a little bit about goblins, and I do know they do require some hours of sleep during the day.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Ooh.
You're persuading them to stay an extra day to put off their heroic trip to
Can I
slay the goblin.
attempt to assist?
I don't know.
Yeah, no,
I'll tell you what, Noir. I'll say that your terrible
Oh
deception doesn't count against it.
Yay!
Yay, I got a 22!
Attaboy, Holden. Attaboy.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Well, I suppose we could put off our trip by one day. It's not
See,
like it's not like
there
the
you
goblins
go.
are a threat to Daggerford. It's mostly just the surrounding area. Being
Weren't you just saying that they were a threat to us?
well, they're a threat to anyone traveling to or from Daggerford.
Oh,
But
right. Well,
Goblins can't
the-
climb walls.
the merchants and whatnot.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Hmm.
Well, listen, I'm sure you're very important. Sure you have lots of preparations to do. So I'm gonna take a hold in here and
No, we've already prepared, so that means we can spend the rest of today, if we're not leaving today, just drinking and being merry.
oh,
It's important to raise-
fantastic. That's
It's
just
important to
lovely.
raise spirits before an adventure.
It is that. That's just and
Are you sure you want to be
fantastic.
hungover fighting goblins?
What was that?
Are you sure you want to be hungover fighting goblins?
Are you
Oh.
kidding? Being hungover fighting goblins makes the job more fun.
Well, you can't argue with that. We should give them as much liquor as they want.
Yep.
Please.
Hmm?
And at that point, Moira's just gonna grab hold of it and like shoot him over to the blacksmith shop.
All right, let's do this. It's time to rock and roll. Can't lie, but I can fuck up some weapons.
All right, Holden. You've
Can
got one night, and if you want to stay up all night working,
Oh yeah,
you might be
I'll
able to get some stuff done. What do you want to do exactly? You want to give them some sabotage,
Oh
fake
yeah.
magic weapons?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna like do really like well not really intricate, but I'm gonna like do some engravings to make it look all elfy and magical and shit. But I want like the inside of this bitch to be hollow, so like one good parry shatters the
Is
son of a bitch.
strength going to be an issue on this?
I just remembered something. I have and I'm proficient with the forgery kit. Can
So am
Moira?
I. Let's do
Can
this.
Moira drop some fake like elven certificates of authenticity for these items?
You sure can. So,
I want to give Holden a potion of giant strength in case.
Let's go.
Yeah, giant selector in case strength is a thing that he needs. I think.
Holden Noir, I don't know how much you know about blacksmithing, but making a hollow weapon is actually harder than making a solid weapon. So it's a pretty difficult task. But
It'd be better off
Yeah.
using poorly smelted iron.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm using the shittiest material I have.
but trying to make it look pretty on the outside.
Oh my
Got
god,
it.
yes. I want to make cosplay weapons. Alright, I'm making some real dope cosplay weapons right now.
All right, Holden.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to make a check
Okay,
to smelt this stuff.
Oh
cool.
my god.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what kind of check this would be. Let's say, well, let's say it's a strength check using your smithing tools.
And your strength
So
is
it's-
21 for 4
Okay.
rounds.
So I have this question. I selected for my masterwork style tools, right? Does that mean that I have masterwork forging tools?
It means that you can make masterwork forging tools, but it doesn't mean that you have masterwork.
Damn. Okay. Shoot. Okay.
I believe the rules for what it costs you to make a set of masterwork tools is in the description of the ability. I, off the top of my head, think it was 3 times the cost of forging tools to make a masterwork set. But yeah, so you are capable of doing this, but it would it would cost you money from resources and obviously time that you don't have because
Right.
you're making shitty weapons.
Obviously, yeah. All right, cool. So we're just going into this forging thing. We're doing it there. So what am I rolling here?
So you're gonna roll a strength check with your proficiency bonus.
And your strength is at 21 for this.
So you got a +7 essentially to whatever you roll.
Okay.
Come on, big money, big money.
Watch me still fuck this up, you guys.
Big
Rolling
money, big
bad
money.
is my superpower. +7.
So, Mr. Joshua, while sorry.
I rolled a 14.
That's
Wait, is it
not
plus +7?
terrible.
Let's see. Hold up. With my strength being 21, that would bring my strength up to 5, and then proficiency to you're right. That's 7.
Yeah.
That's not terrible. 14 is not terrible.
Quick question: since Moira was helping me, do I roll that at advantage or no?
Moira was not helping you.
Oh, okay.
In fact, Moira is busy making fake documents of authenticity, which will help you in selling the item to them, like in passing it off as real.
Oh, okay.
But it's not going to help you.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
But it's not going to help you in terms of the construction of the weapon.
Cool.
It'll help you in the
calligraphy
deception check, not the forging check. So Raven, to forge, to produce fake documents of authenticity, you're going to need to make a check using your forgery kit. It's a dexterity plus proficiency bonus if you are proficient in forgery kits.
Oh, okay.
Which I believe you are.
Change this. There we go. And I think if I click this, it'll do it.
Actually, I'm not sure. It will. I'll say it's the higher of intelligence or dexterity.
Dexterity.
Right.
So 22.
So you make some very convincing looking documents that say this blade is indeed an authentic legendary magic item of, what did you call it?
Oh, ice heart metal.
Ice heart metal. Yeah. Pretty good looking certificate.
Fantastic.
You as a peasant don't necessarily know whether it's common practice for magic items to have certificates of authenticity or not, because you don't encounter in your day-to-day life a lot of magic items. But
it's true.
This one does.
Every little bit helps,
and
right?
It has a pretty convincing looking one.
Hey, Ella, you got anything to make shit glow? Does it make shit glow?
Not on me. I've heard of such stuff, but never actually seen it before.
Well, this is gonna have to do then. Man, I hope it works.
So what did you make? Did you make an axe out of this thing?
Yes, I made an axe to the specifications that Lady Fartwin requested. And if I stay up all night, am I able to make one more, or is it just this one?
If you stay up all night, burning the midnight oil.
Mm-hmm. And to be fair,
depends. What?
To be fair, I am extremely hungover. So I want you to.
I'm gonna say you just made this one item.
Okay. I'm just gonna be fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Each time I like banged on the metal, I was like, bang, fuck.
You stay stayed up all night. Fine. I'll let you make a second item at disadvantage on the check if you'd like.
I can rock with that. Let's go. All right.
What is the second item you want to make?
I am making a great sword for Lord
Baldric.
I can play this game too, guys.
Ball drink.
Sir Baldick.
Yeah, got him.
Ball dick.
So is this a second item?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make a second certificate.
Okay.
And
I think I'll call this one the Sword of Cunning Plans.
oh my
for
god, I
Baldric.
rolled a nat 1 on it.
Oh god.
You fail in constructing the great sword. It's so
The-
shit that it falls apart.
Okay, I've got a crazy idea here, guys.
Let's hear it.
All right, so like, it's broken, it's shit, right? But
Yeah,
what
the
if we
sword's
say
broken.
these shattered pieces, all right, together make a legendary sword or something?
What
And
if
all
they?
you need to do is get it reforged.
Right.
I was gonna say, what if they take it to another smithy and, oh, what is this? And then they find out that everything has been a lie.
See, this is why I keep you around, Tor.
At least someone does.
There's also the fact that you're giving this away for free, and if it's in shards, you're not going to be using it.
True.
Hmm.
I mean, honestly, I haven't served in the service for a while, but I wouldn't even use this.
I mean, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I'm not really in a state to make decisions or ideas. I'm very sleepy.
I'm really trying to think of a way to use this, and I'm coming up with nothing.
Do you have some coffee or something like that, Ella? That we can give Holden here.
Yeah.
We're
Can I
like
roll herbalism to make coffee? Please?
Sure.
for a
It's
hangover.
intelligence based, right?
Yeah.
Nat 20.
You make some good coffee.
Starbucks quality shit.
Yes.
I'm gonna like take the coffee and then fall asleep holding it.
Hold it. Get your shit together, man.
You
Come on.
can't fall asleep. You gotta present this. It's morning.
shit.
They're on their way over to pick this stuff up before they go.
Hold it. I'm gonna like
And then
smack
and
him.
then the coffee makes Holden just wired.
All right, I got
Do you,
this, guys.
Do you have a regular sword, perhaps, that you could like give them with the certificate that I made?
Oh, yeah, I think I have a shitty sword around here that I was messing around. Yeah, hold on,
You
let
could
me-
forge some runes and stuff on the sword itself.
But it just
Make
be
it
painted
till
on.
you make
Would I have like a shitty sword that I made already, or no? That's up to you.
You know, as a dwarf, you throw out anything that isn't of the best quality.
That's fair. He would.
So except for this axe that you purposefully made bad,
Yeah.
I would say you probably don't have. You have a lot of pride in your work.
Yeah.
You know, you have a lot of pride in the quality of the Two Dicks name.
Thank you. Wait, no.
All right.
Got
Thanks.
him.
What if can I make a new certificate or alter the current one and just use my dagger?
If you wanna give you wanna give a dagger and a certificate that talks about a magic greatsword.
Well, that's what I said. I already made a certificate for the axe.
You want to try to convince them that the dagger is a great sword?
No. So I already made a certificate for the axe. I'm wondering if I can
Yep.
take the second certificate and either change it or make a third one to go with the dagger. To say this is a magical
And
dagger.
give it to the rogue?
Yes.
this might sound far-fetched, but what if, and I mean what if,
Everything we've said tonight is far-fetched.
no, then let's add to it. So,
Okay.
what if we tell them this dagger, only when a true hero uses it, will transform in the heat of combat into a great sword?
And then
Then,
use
hey,
the...
That's brilliant.
one of two things will happen. One, they'll realize, hey, maybe we're not that great of a hero because this didn't turn into a longsword. And two, the motherfucker's stuck fighting with a dagger. These old bones got some young tricks, I'm telling you.
I mean, it's not any more crazy than any of our other plans.
That's sums us
Sure.
up now, doesn't it?
We'll go for it.
Alright.
See if Moira can sell that.
Oh, don't worry, Moira. We have faith in you. We have faith in your abilities.
Yeah, you got this, Moira.
You got this.
All right, we'll go with that, Joshua.
All right, so
Come on, no way.
Warriors of Good Deeds show up at Tudyk's shop.
Yes.
And they're all geared up and ready to go. You know, they got their horses ready and everything, and they're like, "It's time to slay some goblins." And you know, they come by and they're like, "Okay, where's this gear you promised us for our trip?"
Oh, right. Here, this is, and he pulls out the axe. And he's trying to act like he's almost scared of it because it's so strong. Like, ooh. Yeah.
Moira's
Be
gonna
careful with this.
I'm gonna take a step back and act like I'm going faint.
Moira's gonna like have the certificate in two hands and like hold it out to them, like very
right.
formally.
So one of you has to make a deception check
Not
I'm on
gonna
it.
be me.
with advantage, because of the certificate and because you're being assisted by the other one.
Thank you, advantage.
Thank the Lord
That's a
for
17.
that.
And I'm just gonna come on over here and pull one of these. What? Oh!
damn
Oh! What did you say this axe was made out of again? Ice breath?
Ice heart.
Winter's
Ice-
forge?
Ice heart.
Ice
Metal.
heart? I've never heard of ice heart metal. What's it made of?
It's made of ice and heart.
Well, what kind of magical properties does it have?
Well,
Could Moira cut off Holden and stop him from speaking?
Yes?
So Moira's gonna butt in and be like, "Well, the merchant that we bought the metal from, you see, told us that it was made from, he called it ice heart, but it's supposed to be the finest steel, or I guess iron, pulled out of ice mountains, and then when it's refined, it becomes ice heart metal. Anyways, that's what he told us, and he had this very convincing looking certificate here.
Well,
Holden paid a pretty
I'm
penny for
sure
it.
this is going to be very useful. Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Tudix. I will be happy to slay some goblins with your weapon. And when I do, I will think of you. And I will slay those goblins, and it will be a jolly good time. That's her deception check.
Okay.
Hey, I have an idea. How
Yeah.
about, while you use these weapons, how about you let us do maintenance, or let Mr. Two Dicks here do maintenance on your current weapons. So this way you could have two great weapons when you come back.
That's a that's a swell suggestion, but I think I think we should hold on to our weapons. Just nothing against Mr. Tudix here, but I have a feeling that we will need our weapons.
I mean,
Just didn't.
I understand.
Yes. I don't want to insult Mr. Tudix. He worked very hard. I'm sure he believes that this medal is as magical as he says. I mean, I'm sure that it is as magical as she says.
Yep. Well, I mean,
Did you
not
did you
not
happen to see
unless.
the special disguised dagger? We got that from a different merchant. We're just throwing that in as a bonus.
Oh, what's this? The stagger?
Yeah, it's a magical dagger. It doesn't work for any of us because it only when
The
a true
halfling says,
hero.
but the certificate says greatsword.
That's the trick. Doesn't work for any of us because only when a true hero uses that dagger, and only when they're in the face of danger, does it turn into the magical legendary greatsword.
Hi, Mr. Puddins. Thanks for
Ah,
following.
Puddings! What's up, buddy?
Yeah, I tweeted a little late. We started a couple hours ago. We're almost finished, but this will be going every Monday at
At 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 Eastern.
6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 Eastern Time.
Yeah, East Coast.
All right, guys, I'm gonna shoot a shot.
Oh, Holden, please be safe.
What are we doing as Moira's trying to sell the dagger desperately?
The heroes take your gifts.
Okay.
They don't seem, with that nat 20, they don't seem convinced that these are what you say they are. But they take your gifts anyway, and they say for sure they will kill many goblins with them. And then they say, thank you for your efforts, and we will see you when we return.
I would like to place my hand on the shoulder of the dwarf.
Yep.
And as cryptically as I can, and in dwarvish, I would like to say, I didn't tell my comrades this, but there is a secret to that axe. But it's dangerous.
Shoot your shot, kid. Shoot your shot.
It only works in the hands of a hero that has endured the breath of a dragon. That's the secret to bring out the power in this axe. Take that knowledge and do with it what you will. And then he just steps back.
Make a deception check.
Alright.
No whammies, no whammies.
I'm not even gonna try to help with that one.
No, you
At this
can't.
point-
I got this.
It's in
This-
dwarfish.
Yeah, even if I could, Moira's just like backing away from the situation at this point.
Ella's over in the corner laughing because Ella understands Dwarvish.
That's a 5. That seems about right.
I'm gonna look at Moira.
She just looks at you with like an expression on her face that says she's almost had too much. She's had enough of your bullshit, and like,
That's why I step back.
thank you for sharing two dicks.
It's Tunnings.
I know. And then she walks away. And then, as the warriors of good deeds are leaving, you overhear one of them whisper to the other, "We waited a day. We put off slaying goblins for a whole day just for this garbage." And then the other one says, "Yeah, I know. Let's, I mean, we're going to stay in Daggerford for sure, but let's make sure we buy all of our weapons and gear from like outside of town merchants."
I'm free! I did it!
Can I, like,
achieve.
Can I like try to sneakily give Holden a high five, like a little like side hidden one, like just hang it
Yeah.
down?
Oh
Yeah,
my
you
god.
can.
Good shit, buddy. Good shit.
You guys just see Holden dancing.
So, the Warriors of Good Deeds ride off into the sunset. They've or sunrise, I guess it was morning. They head off into the Delamere Vale, into the Desserin Hills, looking for the goblins that were reported to be there, to make the area safer. They said they'll be back in no more than a 10-day, where they hope to make good on their promise of making Daggerford their home. You've gotten a short reprieve, but not a permanent one, unless they are really terrible at fighting goblins. And that is where we will call our first episode of the Peasants Strike Back.
I'm
That
sorry,
was
guys, but
amazing.
Holden won his game in the first session. I don't have to deal with the heroes anymore.
Oh, you'll have to deal with them.
Yeah,
You'll have to deal with them.
it's not the
You-
end.
It's not the end. Actually, hang on.
This is what happens when you taunt the DM.
Retcon. I take back that's where we will end it.
Oh fuck!
A week.
Just had to say something.
A 10-day later, they come back, and with the gold they made from slaying the goblins, they set up their own blacksmith shop because they feel Daggerford needs a better one.
Okay, now they have to die.
And that is where we will end this session.
Is that canon?
Oh, please, please. Oh,
Please
I
tell me
love
that
it.
it's canon.
We'll have to wait till next week to confirm that that's canon.
Amazing.
That was fantastic.
Gosh.
Absolutely amazing.
I love it.
Yeah, Mr. Puddins, it's
They call
Right.
it Three Dicks Blacksmithery.
My name is Holden Tunney.
it's pretty much a giant train wreck the whole episode, and it's fantastic, Mr. Puddings. Definitely check out the video
Absolutely.
when we're done. And yeah, we'll do
I
our.
planted-
Go ahead, sorry.
I've planted a lot of seeds in this episode. Pun intended. I planted a lot of seeds in this episode for fun times that are going to be had for the future sessions. The Warriors of Good Deeds aren't going anywhere anytime soon, and they are planning to make Daggerford.
Valiant.
They're gonna make or break Daggerford. Let's do this. You're either gonna find a way to get rid of them, or Daggerford will, probably not survive much longer.
I
Yay.
think Ellen's
Oh.
got a new goal right now.
Well,
Boy.
that was absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, Joshua, for running that. Definitely looking forward to next week. We'll do our outros here. We'll just go reverse order. So, Joshua, we'll start with you. What was your favorite part of the session today? And then where can we find you next?
As a dungeon master, I try to never pick favorites among my players, but I gotta say, Holden Two Dicks takes the trophy for me today. I had fun with that.
Oh
Tunney.
man.
What a
Just
shit.
that sad reside. It's Tenix. Oh Lord. Ella, where can we find you next,
And
Joshua?
you can find me next tomorrow night. I will be reprising my character of Cicera on Straticus, twitch.tv/Straticus or twitch.tv/Straticus at 7 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Mountain time. This is, I believe, there are 4 sessions left, so things are ramping up
Yeah,
to a
yeah.
big
Last week
boss
was
battle.
insane.
If you've been watching, you know that shit's already hit the fan. That we're possessed. That the devil is more or less, his plan has come to fruition, and we've
And one of
got
your party members is.
a lot of bad stuff is happening. But we got 4 weeks left, so tune in for that. That's tomorrow night on Scraticus's channel. Dungeons and Dragons in a 80s fantasy setting that never was, and that's the place you can catch me next. Or just all over the internet on Twitter. Hit me up if you don't already connect. I really enjoy talking to people. So.
Fantastic, yeah. A quick reminder to everybody too: if you do want to catch any of us on Twitter, our Twitter handles are right below our lovely faces. And with that, we'll toss it over to Gwen. What was your favorite part of the session today, and then where can we find you next?
Okay. My favorite part was gotta be the end where they're making their own blacksmithy. And the name, 3 days.
That's pretty fantastic.
You know, I had ended the session, and I had to take a step back and put one more thing in there.
This is what I get for poking the bear. It's fine.
Just had to say something there, Holden.
But yeah,
where can we find you next?
You can find me here on Thursday, and I don't know where on Wednesday.
Perfect. Yeah, Thursday we're doing Star Chaser, which is Call of Cthulhu in space, essentially, and Gwen is our fantastic GM for that one.
I wouldn't say fantastic. I would say we had a good first session and might go downhill from there. I hope not.
It's gonna be great. I mean, you've got Lucy and what was his name? Gideon? What was his name?
Yeah, Gideon.
Yeah. Getting into hijinks, so it'll be entertaining nonetheless, no matter what.
Lucy is fantastic.
Thank you. I am enjoying the hell out of playing her. She's really fun to play. With that, we'll throw it back up to Noir or Lex here, and
I should probably stick with him. We just go with Noir.
Okay. What was your?
I'm looking at the Twitch. I'm like, oh, that's what it says. Okay.
What was your favorite part, and then where can we find you next?
My favorite part would have to be the budding bromance between Holden and Tor. That's my guy over there.
We grow, yeah. It's not my older name.
And you can, I'm telling you, you could be Tor Tudyk.
Tor Tudyk. Tor 2 dicks.
And for places that you can find me down there, like I'm not panicking and I'm in the moment. You can find me if you're in the Chicagoland area. I'll be performing at the Elbow Room on the 20th, so that's fun.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
Nice.
Also, I'll be starting up an live play podcast called Echoes Poetry. Other than that, I ain't doing nothing, so you can just find me anywhere. Hit me up on Twitter. Follow me.
All right, perfect.
Do all that stuff.
And then here again next week, right? For next episode.
Oh yeah, I'll be here every Monday until they get tired of the dick jokes that my name brings.
Yeah.
How funny can 2 dicks be? We'll find out.
Clearly
Oh
hilarious.
my gosh. And on that note, we'll go over to Buggy. What was your favorite part, and where can we find you next?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Obviously, it's the whole 2 dick situation.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Everyone loved the two dicks.
Everyone loves two dicks. Two dicks are better than one.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Oh my. You
You
can
heard it
find me
here
on
first, folks.
Need that on a shirt.
I'm afraid of any merch that might come out of this.
I am as well, and I'm the dungeon master.
Yeah.
Codex is better than one. You can find me on Twitter. I do
I
things
got you
kind
covered
of.
already.
I mean, most of the time I just don't do anything. I'm a writer, so I'm boring. But yeah, you can find me here next week. Hopefully, if I don't get fired.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I am Reven. I am basically a real life bard. So I am a professional game master, tabletop designer, and obviously tabletop streamer. There's a lot going on with tabletop on this channel, especially for this season. So Mondays, of course, next week we'll be here 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. Let's see. Tuesdays we'll be doing playtesting of my new game called Mindscape, which is a mini TTRPG. It has to deal with mental health and how you can overcome mental health challenges and things like that. Should be a pretty interesting game. Wednesdays I'm over on Rowan North's channel doing a character there. Then Thursdays we're back here for Star Chaser, where Gwen is doing the
That's
jamming
where
for that.
Wednesdays is.
Yep. Fridays we're usually doing some sort of variety stream here, and then Saturdays is our Badlands Before the Fracture campaign. But all the times and everything are in the panels down below, and you can also follow me on Twitter. I update every single day what's going on the channel, so if you're interested, you can find me there. My favorite part of the whole evening, gosh, there's so many good moments. I think it's probably got to be the moment where Holden and Tor were having that we're family bonding moment, and it's like, hey, we could all be family, and Moira's like, I'm an orphan and I still don't claim you as family. That was just so great. So much fun. Thanks for that follow. Suddenly.
Hey, what's up, little Mill? How you doing?
Don't know how to pronounce it, but thank you for the follow.
Suddenly at peace.
Wow, I can't read. Apparently, that makes perfect sense now.
I can't read either, but I have an excuse.
But yeah, thank you all. It was very fun. Loved all of it. Special thank you to April Dawn as well for that. I believe $30 total donation tonight.
Yeah. VIP April.
Yeah. So that got us all temporary HP, including the Warriors of Good Deeds, and
and
it got
more HP.
Yeah, I got Tor here a get out of death free card, which is gonna be needed. I feel.
Oh, very needed, probably.
But yeah, thank you all again.
In hindsight, I think we, Tudyk might need that get out.
My name is Holding Tudyk.
Yeah, with 3 Dicks Smithy being open, let's get this Phoenix to your place of business, because I think that's gonna die.
You didn't like Ella's?
But yeah, thank you all again so much. We'll see you for more Peasant Strike Back next week. The same channel, same time, and all that jazz. And we're gonna go on a raid here. So looks like Scraticus is actually doing a show right now. So we're gonna give Scrat a quick raid and say hello. The raid cry is there in chat. It's Tudyk.
It's Tudyk.
And
It's Tudyk.
So, thanks.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Bye.